Good afternoon and welcome back to SFC Play. Today is the big one. We have the new chairman for Syrianska. He is the CEO of My Safety and also a huge fan of our local other team, SS Skull. Give a big welcome to our new chairman, Daniel Effendahl.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for sitting down with me. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Syrianska. How does it feel? We'll go straight into it now. How does it feel to be the new chairman for Syrianska?
Exciting. It feels it's obligating since there's a great history in Syrianska, but mainly exciting and preparing for a journey.
Nice. I like the way you put that. So that journey. I mean, where have you come from in that journey to now become the chairman of Syrianska?
Well, it started with my son playing for Özcan in the U17 team.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he moved on, focusing on floorball in school.
The other big sport in Sweden.
Exactly, the other big sport. But you know, he played for Özcan for 3 years, and then I got to know Özcan.
Okay.
He's a great person. He's something in between. You know, you have this, Medelhavet. What is it called? Mediterranean passion, combined with us boring Swedes, you know, structure. He has a perfect combination of that, and he is a great trainer.
So there is history there between you and Özcan, of course, and that seems to be kind of Södertälje. You know, I always say it's like the smallest, biggest town in Sweden where everybody just seems to know each other, but it's quite a big place.
It is.
Yeah. So why did you choose Syrianska? I mean, have you done any work with sportsförenings before, or is this something new for you?
Nothing on this level, to be honest. I've been in a few boards in Pershagen, for instance. I've been a floorball trainer for many years.
Okay.
So I've been in and around föreningslivet.
Yeah.
But nothing as big as this. But you know, my background as being a CEO, I've been a CEO for more than 20 years. It's not that much difference. You know, the largest sports clubs in Sweden, they are run like companies. Djurgården, AIK. So I think, you know, setting structure, building an organization, those are the contributions that I can bring to the table. So, and you know, I feel that you know, the sports side of Syrianska is in very good hands with Özcan.
Yeah.
I will not be, you know, perhaps the regular chairman that you can see perhaps in Djurgården and AIK. I will try to focus on the boring stuff to ensure that Özcan can focus on you know, the fun stuff.
Yeah. And as you were saying there, you know, the boring stuff being everything that we're doing behind the scenes, you know, the admin stuff and the run up towards the start of the season. A lot of fans don't know what happens behind the scenes on the run up to the season. Can you give us a kind of insight to what kind of things you're doing, even though you may think it's kind of boring? I'm sure it's very interesting for...
It's you know, first of all, there's been a process of handover, just getting, you know, the information that we need to kind of pick up where they left off, the old board. And then we have, you know, trying to build something, you know, perhaps more sustainable, you know, setting routines, processes, building the organizations. We were trying to get a person in to run kind of the office, kanslist. That takes time with arbetsförmedling and stuff like that. You know, routines, processes, just getting, you know, for the ability to youth team to kind of, you know, swish in their training fees, etc., etc. It's so boring, but it takes a lot of time because the organization to date is me, Özcan, and Asad.
Yeah.
But we still need to put it, you know, get things in place, and building this organization, you know, it's very important that we build the right organization, not just fill the spot because we have said that we will fill the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's usually, you know, well, coming from a corporate perspective, that usually is a higher cost than waiting for the right individual. You know, for instance, we are still out in the market trying to find the right individual for you know, the youth teams, which is, you know, the most important puzzle in my opinion. But you know, we're getting there. It's boring stuff, just getting, you know, us as a board to be able to sign on behalf of Syrianska. There's a lot of agreements. There's a, you know, banking details, etc., etc.
Yeah. A lot going on. Man.
There's a lot going on, and you know, we are. The important thing is to get things right, not to rush things. Both in building organization, setting routines and processes. We are doing interim, you know, solutions with some gaffer tape and some glue because we have to. Yeah. Because we need to keep it running. Yeah. But we do that, you know, trying to think ahead that, you know, this is how we want it to be in the future.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, we've spoken before about this where, you know, it's better to wait a little bit and get the right person than just fill spots.
Absolutely.
You know.
100%.
And as we've spoken before about, it's more of a marathon rather than a sprint when it comes to these kind of things.
Yes.
So, as you said, to be patient, but make sure that we get the right.
Be patient, and you know, anyone out there who wants to know what's happening, come in here, Kansliet. We're usually, I'm here on Mondays. Özcan and Asad is here, so if you want to learn something, because for us to be, you know, leaning forward from on a communication perspective, takes time for us as well.
Yes.
So if there are any questions, you know, tell everyone, well, that now they know when you post this that you know, talk to us if there is anything that they're thinking about or puzzling them or troubling them.
Perfect. And we're always available on social media as well to send questions there, and we will definitely pass them on to you. Yeah. You touched very briefly on the youth team when it comes to Syrianska. Now, how involved? We're trying to do a bit of a separation, aren't we, for Syrianska and then the Syrianska youth team, but in a good way, not just to put them behind us.
No.
But can you explain the separation?
I think, you know, from a general perspective, in Sweden, and you know, you will hear a lot of clubs saying, well, that's not the case, but trust me, it is the case. Usually the youth team is important for a representation team or an A team because they are part of the funding for that team. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. It's been, you know, in a lot of clubs that's the case. We want to completely separate them. Okay. To make sure that you know, first of all, build an organization for the youth team, create an economy for the youth team, which is their own economy. Yeah. It doesn't leave any, you know, it stays in there to develop the youth team.
Everything is there.
Everything is there for them. They have their own organization, they have, you know, LOK-stöd supports that we get in, sponsorships that is, you know, allocated to the youth team. It stays there to develop the youth team. Yeah. That does not mean that you know, we don't want to develop the A team. We want to separate them to make this, you know, to really, you know, and you know, like I said before, you know, I feel that the A team is in really good hands with Özcan. My passion is for actually doing this for the youth section of Syrianska.
Fantastic. We look forward to seeing what the youth team have to offer, what you have to offer for the youth team as well. So, could you tell us a little bit more about Daniel, where you've come from, what you've been doing, and, you know, I know you touched on it briefly before, but what's drawn you towards Syrianska?
Let's start with me. I'm you know, Daniel Elvendal. I'm 51 years old. Born in Gävle, but raised in Södertälje. I came here when I was really young. So there is no, you know, the reason why I'm a huge SSK fan is because I lived there for the.
I was going to say it's a bit weird coming from there and being an SSK fan, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. but I was very young when I came to Södertälje. So I'm 51 years old. I'm 4 kids, 2 biological, 2 foster kids. Huge SSK fan, I mentioned. 20 plus year as a CEO.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of, you know, enables me to help Özcan and Syrianska with the boring stuff. Former accountant as well.
So the financials are all in order then for Syrianska?
It will be in order. I will not sleep until they are in order.
Good job, good job.
But the reason why I'm in Syrianska is because I got to know Özcan.
Mm-hmm.
A great, you know, obviously he trained Djurgården. He's a renowned soccer trainer.
Mm.
And if there is one individual who can, you know, do something with small means, with you know, great leverage, it will be Özcan. So, you know, getting to know him, that's one ingredient into this. Really like working with Özcan. Secondly is obviously I live in Södertälje.
Yep. Yeah.
We're not a town without problems.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my kids, they don't want to move or anything. So you know, you can either be part of the solution or be part of the problem. And I think that people that stay out of things is part of the problem. You need to get involved to make changes.
Of course.
So this is a way for me to get involved and hopefully, you know, make changes. And obviously this is why, one of the reasons why I'm perhaps slightly more passionate for kind of the youth section of Syrianska, to make sure that what I've just said or previously said, that you know, funds that we bring into the youth section stays in the youth section. That's also why we are quite picky in building the organization as well.
Yeah. So being a CEO for 20 plus years, are you going to bring that kind of that business mind into Syrianska? The kind of, I wouldn't say corporate, but might be the right word for it. But what will you bring from that world into the sport world here?
Well, first of all, there is no cheating. You know, if you don't do things right from the beginning, it will blow up in your face. So setting these boring stuff with routine processes, creating this very foundation, creating the right organization. There's no cheating in this. You have to do it properly.
Yeah.
Anyone who's been running a company for a long period of time, they know that.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to cheat. You know, for instance, just, okay, we need someone working the office. Let's bring in a kanslist.
Yeah.
She's not the right person, or he is not the right person. Then it will actually set you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think my biggest contribution into this is you know, enabling Syrianska to actually set this structure. I don't want to call it corporate, because sometimes corporate is perhaps negative.
Yeah.
Because
that's why I was very careful in what word I use.
Yeah, because you know, I'm not trying to commercialize or prey on our youth section. I'm trying to take the good things of the corporate stuff, you know, setting these, you know, creating this foundation, because it is the same. It's the same, you know. You can't do anything alone.
Yeah.
You need organization. I can't do anything at the company I run. You know, I need to delegate things. I need to make sure that everybody understands where we're going. You know, set the targets and ensure that the organization has the tools and the competence to deliver that.
Okay.
And it's not a difference, you know, in you know, sports.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you so much. So moving back to the sport, what are your visions then for Syrianska for the next upcoming years?
Well, first of all, I think you know, we have a great opportunity just by having Özcan. He's, like I mentioned before, a renowned trainer, and he will hopefully enable us to perhaps attract players that you know, want to take the next step in their career. So we can actually build a team, a competitive team, despite the fact that means are perhaps scarce. And we also know that with Özcan we have the skill set, you know, to go all the way.
Yeah.
Because he's been in the majors, and you know, he can take us back to the majors.
Has the experience.
He has the experience. We just need to set, you know, the foundation.
Yeah.
So my vision, or my thoughts, my expectations perhaps, is that we will, you know, have a fairly competitive team this year. But you know, I don't want to rush things.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think we have rushed things. You know, when I speak to people, you know, from Syrianska, I think, you know, I'm not saying they got carried away. You know, it's the performance that they did back in the old days when they played in the majors is just amazing. It's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But what if we can do that again, but with a completely different structure? We have Özcan, and I think just nudging it up a bit and perhaps not rush through the systems.
Yeah.
Target for Superettan and you know, start building from there. You know, because it's about taking leaps.
Yeah.
You can't just, you know, run through the systems as we have seen. That's the beauty with, I think, Swedish sports.
Yeah.
And the old föreningsliv that we have in Sweden is, you know, the true underdogs. They can truly just, you know, kind of run through any serious systems.
Yeah.
But I think it's wise, you know, to get up on these, you know, plateaus. And you know, add the things that you need to take the next step, and then take the next step.
Yeah.
Not hope that it will come when you have taken the step.
Yeah. So we, as we say in England, it's more of a marathon rather than a sprint.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So this is your chance now, just to address the Syrianska fans directly. Is there anything that you would like to say?
I would like everyone to turn up at the games. All our games, but you know, I would love for us to have. I've seen old YouTube clips from back in the old days, and you know, just the sensation and the feeling at those games. You know, I think Syrianska and Södertälje deserves to relive them.
Yeah.
So let's, you know, for the opening game, turn up, be here, buy season tickets, because you know, we can't do it alone. We need you fans. You're a very important ingredient into this, you know, dish that we're going to serve that will taste good, but give us some time, give us some hope, and turn up at the games.
Fantastic, thank you. So from one Daniel to another, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Thank you so much for your time. I'll give you a proper business handshake.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you so much.
So there you go, guys. The new chairman. We are very, very excited for the start of the season. There you go. Another interview. We want you to comment now on who you want us to interview next. So write a comment below on all our social medias. And just like always, if you want to see more of this content, please follow all our social medias, which are just down here. I've been Daniel Brace, and until next time, Forza Syrian.